Hello, and welcome to Talk Dragon Ball, where I want to talk to you about anything, you guessed it, Dragon Ball. From Ball to Z, and everything in between. I'm your host, Kyokai1994, and today's video subject will be about the one man, the myth, the legend. Mr. Satan is a character I've been thinking a lot about recently, and the views people have on him. They're mostly negative, and I want to cast a new light on Mr. Satan that you may not have seen the first time around with the series. First, I would like to get started with a very brief background on Mr. Satan's life. First, Mr. Satan's name is not actually Mr. Satan, or Hercule. It's actually Mark. He got his name Mr. Satan from the dojo he trained at, named Satan's Castle. He has a daughter named Videl, who is a well-trained fighter as well. Both of their names are name puns on the devil. Mr. Satan won the 24th Tenkaichi Budokai and is named the world champion. He then took his challenge up to the Cell Games and lost to Cell. He helped 16 talk to Gohan and give him the motivation he needed. After Cell's defeat, Mr. Satan took all the credit and the world loved him after. He later would befriend Buu so that not to die, and helped Goku and Vegeta beat Kid Buu in the end. In my experience, he is disliked among a lot of the fans because of the cowardness and greediness that comes up in moments throughout his time in the series, and I can understand why people would feel like that towards a character who acts in that way. Growing up, we all learn values and how to behave, and these are known to be unfavorable traits that we don't want to have, and when we see somebody with these traits and values, we tend not to want to be around them, and not to get to know them as people. Mr. Satan is known to be very greedy. Being famous, he wants to continue to prosper and gain fans and acquire more wealth like most people want to in life. Yes, he did take advantage of the ZTV cameras and mics breaking during the Cell Games to collect the victory that Gohan had rightfully earned, and he even pays artificial humans and people to throw matches so he can remain the world champ. Mr. Satan does show cowardness in times by hiding instead of fighting, complaining of stomach aches as not to fight Cell again, or being a housewife to Buu so that Buu wouldn't kill him. Yes, all the statements that I just said about him are true, but let's take this situation into the real world for just 1 minute. Mr. Satan is an incredibly strong and skilled fighter, being able to rip phone books in half, break 12 stone tiles with one chop, pull 4 buses chained together, and rightfully won the 24th Tenkaichi Budokai, with no cheating or payoffs. First, I'll knock off the fact of greed. Everyone wants to hit the jackpot, everyone wants to be famous and live what we in the West call an American dream. We never want to worry about money ever again. Now, it's wrong to fix a fight to obtain money, but it's still something most people can justify, and some fighters and professional sport teams have admitted to doing this. So let's take that black mark away from him for that. Mr. Satan is an incredibly strong man, most likely at the top of his performance possibility, comparable to like Muhammad Ali or Bruce Lee of his time. Let's now compare him to Vegeta, Goku, Gohan, whose powers just keep rising and rising to unthinkable heights, because they're not humans. That's unfair. So let's think about this. You just fought an artificial life form you thought was an average fighter. He threw you out of the ring and into a mountain. You probably don't want to ring back up with him, and you would probably make up fake pain as well. That's if you were in the shape that Mr. Satan is. You could have just died when you hit the mountain. The same goes for Buu. After seeing what Cell was capable of, you see this creature who is even greater, killing almost all of the population at ease. You'd want to be its best friend too so that it wouldn't kill you. So let's take that reason off too. And for the whole stealing the credit from Gohan, blah blah blah, he got his daughter in the end, so who's the real winner? Let me show you some better qualities of Mr. Satan, like compassion, bravery, and being very kind-hearted. Even though it started off as fear, Buu and Mr. Satan's friendship is amazing. They love each other. Mr. Satan teaches Buu the basic concepts of good and evil. Mr. Satan is very compassionate towards Buu, and he's always concerned for Buu. Like when Mr. Satan gets shot, Buu saves him, and then melts down because he doesn't understand how to not kill people, which then starts the chain reaction of Earth exploding events. The whole time through all of the transformations, he just hopes that his friend Buu is okay, and he wants him back. He shows bravery when he stands up to Super Buu with the 45 and tries to terminate their friendship. He even battles Kid Buu on the Supreme Kai planet before having to talk to the people of Earth and convince them for their Genki. Other than a great kind-hearted friend, he is also an amazing grandpa. He stands up to Baby and is prepared to fight and die for Pan until Goku takes over for him. I know that that's not canon because it's GT, but it's still anything Dragon Ball, so I love it. I personally always have a spot for Mr. Satan right there in my heart. He is strong on the outside, yet fragile on the inside. He puts on a persona for the world, but only his friends and family know his true colors. It is something so relatable as humans, so let's try to cut Mr. Satan just a little bit of slack and love him for what he's done to save the world. I hope I was able to show you a different side of Mr. Satan that you haven't seen before. I hope you enjoyed the video. I want you to like, comment, and subscribe for more content from this channel, and I want you to have a fantastic day, and I'll see you on the next Talk Dragon Ball.